Alright guys, about to play round one of a Magic Origins draft. I think our deck's actually pretty strong, blue-red deck. Blue was crazy open, so we managed to get a lot of nice blue cards, and we also have some good red stuff. We would have gotten even more if we decided we wanted to be red earlier, but it wasn't clear what our second color should be early. Maybe it was, and I just didn't see the signals, especially since we saw that Abbot of Kralkeep. But either way, our second color is red, but our deck's mostly blue. Uh, so we shall wait to see whether our opponent decides to play first, which seems likely that they will. And hopefully we draw a pretty sweet hand. This is my first time actually playing Alhamarid in all the drafts I've done. I think I drafted him a couple other times and he just didn't fit the deck, but I think he fits pretty well in this one. And we have a good hand that we will keep. I think we lead with Mage Ring Bully, then play the Scout to make the Bully unblockable so we can get in for another 2. And then we have, Separatist Void Mage as a later play to really get ahead of our opponent, and Guardian Automaton as well, who's fine. But I'm not sure which I'll grab with Evolving Wilds at this point. Maybe we'll draw the second of one of the others to help us answer that, and we did. So we'll just get a Mountain. I'll do it at the end of my opponent's turn. I guess there's no reason to give him a little bit of extra information. Yeah, we didn't end up, we're blue-red. We only ended up with one card that cares about artifacts in Oiler Rogue. So Guardian Automaton isn't as good as it could be. Okay, Dwynen's Elite's annoying. I'll search for our Mountain now. Alright, there is our Mountain. Dwynen's Elite is in play from our opponent. That's pretty nice to draw. Because of it, I guess I should play my Island in case I decide I want to play it next turn. I'll play out the Bully. So we have 2 ways of bouncing dudes, which are both pretty nice. Obviously the Harbinger's a little bit better because it can do it at instant speed, although a Separatist Void Mage can block any creature, and Harbinger can only bounce any creature, and the Harbinger can only bounce tapped creatures, so maybe it evens out a little. Ooh, Infectious Bloodlust. Glad we have bounce effects. Definitely just take 4 here. I'm trying to decide if I just want to play my Harbinger now or just take another 4 from this thing. I think I'd probably just take another 4 from it, to be honest. And then play the Void Mage next turn. Which will take us to 12, etc. But, well, Exquisite Firecraft's pretty nice, too. Yeah, I'll play our Subterranean Scout, and we're just going to leave. We'll play our Separatist Void Mage next turn to bounce that, probably. So make our Mage Ring Bully unblockable, not that it matters now. And attack our opponent. Maybe our opponent will just put another aura onto that thing. Be fine with us. Yeah, we'll play the Void Mage next turn, bounce the Dwynen's Elite. Swing for 4. I mean, we'll see what else he plays, of course, but it seems like what we're probably going to do. If he plays like that big Zendikar Incarnate or whatever, I think I still bounce this thing, since it nets us a card. And the Zendikar Incarnate we can kill with Exquisite Firecraft later, and we can chump block it. It doesn't have trample like this thing does, so... Right, he doesn't seem to have a play, which is fine with me. So before we show him anything else, we're just going to swing. right, now we will play the Separatist Void Mage, bouncing the Dwynen's Elite. Which makes it so his Infectious Bloodlust trigger won't happen either, so just goes to his graveyard. He doesn't get to search for another one. So we're in pretty great shape when we have Exquisite Firecraft and our Harbinger in our hand. And 6 damage on the table. I mean, there could have been an argument, maybe I should have played my Harbinger there, because it could have bounced it, and the Void Mage can't bounce this, for example, but we can play the Harbinger at instant speed and bounce that without too much trouble. We can also just Exquisite Firecraft it, which is, I think, what we do here. Yeah, I'll just use Exquisite Firecraft. And we swing for 7. I'll play out our Screeching Scob too. Get a little more damage out there. And what did we mill? Anchor to the Ether and an Island. That Anchor could have been nice, but oh well. See what our opponent has for us. Maybe another Rock's Maulers. That would be annoying, but we could still get in for almost lethal. If he only plays like one creature here. Okay, Mana-Gorger Hydra. A little more of a problem, but with our Harbinger, it's less of one than it usually would be. All right. Maybe we'll just draw or disperse. Wow. Well, that'll work for me, I think. We'll disperse on the big Mana-Gorger. Knock him down to 1. And he has to, yeah, he has to chump here. So we don't even lose a dude. Because if he blocks something, one of these, then he dies. So, all right. Well, this deck has basically played out the way it looked like it would, with, you know, lots of bouncing and tempo. We did have to take 8 early from an Infectious Bloodlust to Dwynen's Elite, and I think this deck will probably do that a lot, and then just get ahead later with lots of tempo plays. All right, we won game 1. Do we have anything we're citing in against this guy? Stratus Walk worth it? Probably not. Yeah, I think we just leave things as they are. Maybe Scob Goliath shouldn't even be in our deck in general, although we do have a lot of creatures. They just have to die. And in that game, that didn't really happen, so I'm sure it'll happen in other games. We got pretty good luck in that game. Our opponent didn't seem to have any removal. All right, our opponent's sideboarding. I'll be back with you. And oh wait, looks like our opponent's done. If this, yeah, he is. All right. Well, another serviceable hand. Not as good as our last one was, of course, but it's good. We have 2 3-drops in our Scob Goliath, who can devour the 2 of them later and help win me the game. Be nice to draw 2 drops since we have like a million of them, but doesn't always work out that way even when you have a million 2 drops. Our opponent has a 2-drop. Alright, it's only a dragon fodder, which is less concerning than a lot of 2-drops, but okay. No 2-drop for us, but we do have a 3-drop that can deal with these pretty easily and can trade with a lot of things. Like Watercourser's actually, I think it's a better common than people think it is in this format. A 3-mana 2/3 is pretty reasonable, and then it can trade up all the way with a creature with 4 toughness, so it's pretty relevant, I think. Right? I was a little worried that was going to be the Mana Gorger, but luckily for us it's not. Okay, well, Scabcan Goliath isn't bad, but not really what we want to play right now either. End our turn there. Unfortunately, our opponent doesn't really have a board where a Scab Clan Mauler is going to get in for anything. But it may become relevant later that we have a dude with haste in our hand. So if he attacks here, I block a goblin. Okay, well, attacking with everything. Probably has Titan Strength or something like that. But he still loses the Goblin and the Titan Strength in his hand if he... It could be Titanic Growth, in which case our dude just dies, but that's okay, because we do have Scab Goliath who can take advantage of dead dudes later. Okay, Might of the Masses, that works too. Alright. We do not kill that guy, though. We take 2. Our opponent doesn't do anything. I may just play Scab Clan Berserker and swing. Like, if that's his play. Yeah, I think that is what we do now. If he has Fiery Impulse or something like that, then we pay the penalty. But making him pay 2 life for every combat trick he uses seems pretty nice. But like, even if he has Fiery Impulse here, it's not the end of the world for us. It's not like his board is exactly intimidating for us right now. Right? It doesn't look like he does. And makes our dude bigger. And I'll play a mountain in the turn. I really didn't think he would ever attack with the Hitchclaw Recluse into that board, but strange things happen sometimes. Rocks Maulers would be pretty annoying right now since we don't have any of our bounce. And it's pretty hard to contend with, although we can double block it when after we play our Watercourser. If we had more blue, we could play Watercourser and then just trade with the Rocks Maulers, which is pretty sweet. That's what I was talking about with Watercourser earlier. Ooh, Seismic Elemental. It's pretty annoying. At least he doesn't get any value out of that effect right now. Would have liked one of those for our deck. Take 2, 3, okay. Sounds good to me. Okay, we have our Harbinger, but we don't have any really great bounce targets for it. So I think I just play Watercourser and pass the turn. Trying to decide how I'm going to block. I probably just take the damage from the Seismic Elemental and then play out my Goliath. After I, well, if I don't block the Seismic Elemental one way or another, I won't have 2 creatures in my graveyard. Every other block I do. So maybe I do want to double block. It's a little dangerous to double block because he could have a trick and just blow out both our creatures, but we still have Scab Goliath as our follow-up play. And he has to take a little bit of damage from Scab Clan, our Scab Clan dude, even if he plays a trick. So it seems all right. I think I probably will double block. I probably wouldn't if I didn't have Scab Goliath in my hand. But I'm more inclined to since I do. Okay. Yeah, we'll double block. Probably kills the Berserker if he can't kill both of them. Yep. Okay, well, luckily we have one of the few creatures in our... We're about to play one of the few creatures in the format that can actually kill that thing. We destroy Exquisite Firecraft too, which is pretty nice, but we'll play our Goliath. And end the turn there. Unfortunately, Harbinger is like useless against Sky Snare Spider, which is kind of annoying. Can't bounce it. I think I block here, even though a trick seems likely. But I think I have to make him use it. Too bad Exquisite Firecraft's not an instant. Be nice to draw Void Mages or Disperse or Anchor to the Aether. Any of those would be great. Okay, good. No attack. I'm all right with that. All right. Doesn't seem like he has enough elves to make that dude work in his deck, but... He hit one elf with that, and his Mana Gorger has to go on the bottom of his library, so I'm okay with that. I mean, drawing that is annoying because now he can play it and get an elf token, but I'd rather see that than Mana Gorger Hydra, so... Yeah, he's going pretty wide on us. If he's got a Jiraga Invocation, we're in for some trouble. All right, Anchor to the Aether is very good right now. And so we're going to use it on Sky Snare Spider. I'm going to put that on the bottom of our library. And we're going to swing with our big Goliath. He has no good blocks, so... I mean, even if he throws everything in front of it, he can't kill it. So chances are he just takes 6 since he has trample. Probably could have attacked with Water Courser there too and gotten away with it. Although he probably just would have blocked with his Hitchclaw Recluse. So, okay. Taking out the Hitchclaw Recluse seems fine to me. Right, kill the Recluse, do 2 to our opponent. We still have Exquisite Firecraft. I don't think there's anything worth using it on though, so we'll just end their turn there. Plays a Spider again. No good attacks. This time I do think I attack with both of them. Because even if he blocks with his Sky Snare Spider, we can use Exquisite Firecraft to kill that thing. 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Although we open ourselves up to lethal, potentially. I think I just attack with the Goliath. It's too bad our guy doesn't have Vigilance. Okay. I'm very okay with that. He can triple block or like whatever, and I can only kill his spider. So, although with Exquisite Firecraft in my hand, I can choose to do. Yeah, with Exquisite Firecraft, I can kind of blow him out actually. So I think that's what I do. Uh, so we do 1/1/1. No, we can't do one to each of them. We can only kill two of them. So we do 1/1/4. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Exquisite Firecraft. So 1/1/1, and then 3, and then Exquisite Firecraft. Yeah. Okay. That seems pretty good. Yep, that's what we want to do. And then we go Firecraft. And we're back at sort of a stalemate of a board state where I have a slightly better creature and a Harbinger of the Tides. So we're just going to pass the turn. We cleared out a lot of his board that turn thanks to our Goliath and the Firecraft. So seems pretty like a pretty good turn for us. Yeah, and the Goliath also took out the Hitchclaw Recluse, so he did a lot of damage to the board. Not much to our opponent, but I think it puts us in great position, especially when we have this Harbinger in our hand. Yeah, we are kind of at stalemate, though, until one of us plays something else. Where's my Alhamarit? Well, Boggart Brute's pretty good. So we'll play him. I guess I'll swing with my Water Courser now. He can double block, but I can kill both of them if he does that. So I think he might just take 2. Yeah. Okay. Big scary creature. Nope, just an Orchard Spirit. Does have evasion though, and I'm at low enough life that that could be relevant. Ooh, throwing knife's pretty great. Okay. I think we play it and equip it to our Boggart. And we swing with both. We're not going to sacrifice the knife. The pump effect it's having is bigger right now than anything else. So, like, you know, he can double. If he double blocks here, which is what he has to do with the Brute, I kill both of his guys. Still have a throwing knife and a 2/3. So. All right, I am fine with that. Okay. I think we pump our guy. Take him down to 10. Kill both his creatures. And then equip Throwing Knife to our Water Courser. This has been kind of a dredging through the mud kind of game where we keep sort of getting advantages in combat, but it's only been like marginal advantages. So, okay, that does in fact make sense. I mean, there is a good chance that he draws some big scary creature eventually. He may have done it. Yeah, there it is. But it's not as scary as it could be, especially when we have Harbinger and a 4/3 Water Courser. And, top decking a Separatist Void Mage is also pretty good. So we'll play that. Bounce that. Swing for 4. Magic's weird. Like, I didn't realize you actually had to choose it. Before I ever played on Magic Online, I didn't know you had to choose a target for, like, abilities that you may do, even if you're not going to do them. But you do, apparently. That's what I've learned in Magic Online. It's kind of silly that that's the way the rules work, but, that's how it is. So now he's going to be, like, forced to chump block with that dude. More than likely, anyway. Ooh, Pharika's Disciple is a little bit better at blocking. That is for sure. Wow. Well, we're just awful people. So I'm going to play Separatist Void Mage. I'm drawing really well. Every time I draft them, they seem to come through for me, like, a lot. They're a really good card in general, but I seem to draw them, like, at the opportune moment. I think on a draft a few weeks ago, I had, like, 3 of them in my deck, and I played all 3 in one game. All right, we attack with both. If I use Throwing Knife here, can I kill my opponent? I like to kill the Orchard Spirit, makes him take 4. And I can pump once. No, he'll be at 1 life. We don't have enough blue mana to kill him, so we're just gonna swing. Although putting him at 1 might be worth it, since... Now we'll put him at 2, and then just swinging with Throwing Knife means we win. So, I mean, he could block here too. So he's just taking it. It looks like he's resigned to his fate. Maybe he has a removal. Yeah, he just took it. All right. Well, that was round 1. Our deck was pretty strong. Game 2 was a little more of dredging through the mud. Like I said, took us a while to finally kill our opponent, but we did it. Drawing back-to-back Separatist Void Mages in the late game was pretty sweet. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment,